I was going to boil down some sap today, but it's too windy out there to do that. So I'm going to work in the shop on a device that's called a pollen trap. And what it does is it knocks the pollen off the bees as they come back to the hive. And so I don't have any plans for it, but I'm going to just go try to see what I can come up with. So I went out and took some measurements, and the opening for the hive entrance is 14 5/8 by 7/16. And really that's the only known dimensions I have, so I'm gonna kind of just sketch something out to see what looks good that'll fit in there, and then I'll start cutting and assembling. So this is the design I came up with for my pollen trap based on what my hive is. I kind of just drew up a quick side view of what it would look like, and then some sketches of each component that I'm going to have to cut out and try to put it together. Should be a fun little project. I'll try to get as much video as I can. So I gathered up a bunch of this 1/2-inch plywood I had kicking around. That's what I'm going to use to build the pollen trap. I'm going to just start laying out the pieces and seeing what I can get out of each one, and then I'll start cutting it up. So the first cut I'm going to make is to cut the sides to the height I need, and then I'll cut them to length and cut that little 1-inch notch that'll kind of slip into the entrance to help support it. The next cut I'm going to make is the top cut, which is 14 5/8 wide. I'll cut that, and then I'll cut the other dimension. Now the other dimension is 8 inches wide. So the next thing I did was mark out the little notch pattern. So I'm gonna have to go upstairs to my bandsaw and cut that. So this is what the sides look like after I cut them. This portion here will slip into the hive and kind of help support it, and then I'll have a piece of flashing here that gets nailed or stapled into the hive to keep rain and water and stuff out of it. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut the slot and one of the sides open for the screen to be able to be put in and taken out, so that if you don't want to catch pollen, you can pull the screen out and the bees can just go in and out. You don't have to worry about it. So that dimension is 2.5 inches for cutting the slot for the screen. One of the sides will get completely cut in half. The other side's going to get a notch cut in it, and the top is going to get a notch cut in it. So the next thing I need to do is cut couple of pieces for the bottom. One's a 1 inch wide strip, and the other one's going to be cut to fit. So I got to start assembling this and then take it out to the hive and see where that needs to be. So I took this part out and I slipped it into my hive to kind of see where the end of my landing board is, and I marked both sides. So now I'm going to just cut the bottom, get some measurements, cut it, and then I'll get it stapled on and see how it fits. Now I'm going to try to figure out the best way to do this wire mesh so that it's easy to remove and the bees can't get around it. The key is to make it so they have to go through here in order to knock the pollen off of them. So here's the mostly finished product. As you can see, the screen is in that the bees have to climb through, which will knock the pollen off. There's a screen on the bottom. I haven't figured out how I'm going to attach the box that catches the pollen yet, but this is the box. I put a screen bottom in it, mostly thinking that maybe anything smaller that doesn't belong in there will just fall straight out the bottom and keep it cleaner. So just got to sand it up, paint it, figure out how I'm going to mount this box to make it easily removable. But I'll probably post an updated video with that. Thanks for watching.